good afternoon, and very good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Welcome to VUEGRAPHY. Alright, so what we are going to talk about today? Let me think. Yep, remember. Just kidding, just kidding. Of course, I know what I'm going to talk about. It's about education, photography education. And not only in terms of teacher, but also in terms of students. And there are some points I really want to clear by talking in this video, which goes both for teacher and as well as for the students. Let's start with students. Photography is very fascinating, and it fascinates and attracts so many people so many times that people don't realize how much effort they have to put in. It looks very glamorous whether you see any photo, landscape, portrait, wedding, events. Like this is an art form which really attracts both the photographers and the viewers to the whole world. That's why people, love to take photos wherever they are. That's why all the mobile phones are having better camera every coming year. So people can enjoy better photos, better low light photos, better portrait photos, better high resolution cameras, blah blah blah. But in order to take a good photo, you really need to work hard. You have to understand the aesthetic. You have to go extra mile in order to take a good image. It's not that you are sitting right here and you think that you can take a good photo. It's not going to be like that. You see so many sunrise images from my side. Alright. In order to take a sunrise image, I have to wake up 2 a.m. in the morning. And then I have to get out from my home at 3 a.m. The best. I cannot late more than not even 3:30 a.m. Right around 3 a.m. I have to leave the house. I have to drive all the way 1.5 hours just for 5 to 10 minutes shot, and then I have to come back 1.5 hour drive. So in order for 10 to 15 minutes of photography, I have to spend 3 hours. That's the passion, that's the craziness. People don't realize that it's not easy to get a good photo. Timing is everything. In order to get the best photo at the right time, you have to be there with the right set of tools. And that's where all the photographer students struggles, because they are not used to go extra mile. They are not used to push themselves beyond the normal photography in order to take a wow image. And that's where the passion start dimming day by day. People start, so I got so many messages from so many people, from different people saying, well, we are very much passionate, just tell us a good camera, a good lens, blah blah blah. And we are so much passionate and we want to take this thing as a main career. And I just smile and try to show them the real picture, which most of them don't want to accept it, and then they suffer it after a couple of months, and then they message me back and they're telling me, well, you were right, what should we do now? And I said, your beginning was not right, so I cannot fix it. You have to understand that photography, it's not that easy anymore. In order to take photography as a career, you have to understand how the shutter works, how aperture works, how ISO works, how the camera overall ergonomics works, how much muscle memory you have to tune into the camera in order to take the image as early as possible. You must know your camera inside out. That's where most people struggles. They don't care about they don't know even what the aperture is. They know the shutter speed, they know the ISO, but they don't know what is aperture. Sometimes they don't know, oh, okay, I want to take a bird image, I don't know what to do. Even they know, but they're just not able to recall those things on the spot. There are many times it happens that we forget what we're supposed to do. We know that how the camera is going to work, but we just forget it. That's where the passion comes. That's where you have to push yourself, but it's not happen every single time, and that's where we ending up losing the shots. We ending up, losing our passion because we are not able to capture the image which we're supposed to do, which we're supposed to think at the time when we are there at the spot, and we were not able to capture the image. We start losing interest, and this is the point where you don't have to lose your interest. You have to keep pushing yourself. It's not like that I go like 10 times to Fujairah, 1.5 hour drive on the one way, and then 1.5 hour drive on the way back. Many times it happened that I went to Fujairah, I spent 3 hours and I didn't get a shot. It happens a lot, but and I spend the fuel, I spend my time, I just sacrifice my sleep, but still I'm not losing myself because I know one day, if it's not today, maybe tomorrow I'll get a shot. If not tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month, I'll get a shot. I have to keep pushing. I have to be persistent. I have to be consistent. Consistency is the key in photography. It doesn't matter you are a pro, you are a student, you just beginning, you are not beginning. Consistency is the key. Actually, is the key for everything. Whatever you do in your life. In photography, that's the main key. You have to be consistent all the time. And it's really strange. It's really strange that how people lose their interest so quickly. They just start, their passion just like, you know, boiling water. Start boiling and right it reaches the top before it starts, falling out from the vessel. That's where everything goes down. Man, let it be there. They are, when they start the photography with so much passion, they're buying the gears and lenses, but they're not able to get the result. They think that if we have the best camera, best lenses, we're able to nail the shot. That's totally wrong perception. That's totally wrong. These gears are the tool. Even you have the tool, but you don't have the vision. You don't know how to use the tool. You're not able to get a shot. Never, 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 never. And frankly speaking, people who are, and I was one of those guys. I always look into the mirror, always count myself. I was one of those guys who used to thought that 3 years before that if you have the best gear, you can do anything. And for 5 6 years, I was living in that ideology, and I learned that after 5 6 years, I realized, fortunately, Alhamdulillah, thank you, thank God, I realized that my photography is not progressing. I was stuck to one point. And then I started looking at my work. I started looking into the mirror and I realized it's not the gear, it was me. I was the main issue because I was too much engaged into gears. I was too much wasting my time proving that the best gear that I'm using is the right choice for taking an image. And I was engaged so much on social media that I spent countless hours arguing with people. Now I learn from my mistakes and I don't argue anymore. I believe that your work must speak on your behalf rather than you. So as a student, if you want to impress the world, your teacher or anything, just look at your work. How good you are. Are you aesthetically able to produce that aesthetically pleasing images? Are you aesthetically enough mature? Yesterday, what happened yesterday? Honestly, one of my ex-colleagues from work, he called me and he said, well, I want to take you to somewhere. I can't explain you, but you have to go with me. And I was like, okay. Okay, I'll go with you. And he was first before we went to the secret place. It was not secret actually, but for me it was secret. Before I went there, we were sitting, we were having something to eat, and he was explaining me that you are technically so good, blah blah blah. And I was like, thank you very much. I'm all humble. And he said, but still your work is not containing that touch of intellectual photography. That's something which make you go to the top. And I was like, okay, fine. I said, I can't tell you. I can't tell you in detail or show you. You have to go with me to that place. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we finished eating. We went to the place. It was Sharjah Art Museum. Sharjah Art Museum. We went inside and he showed me the paintings. There were some painting which was done in 1889, 1890, more than a century ago, like 125 years, something like that, more than one, nearly 125 years ago. They were painting from Iraq artists, they were painting from Egyptian artists, they were painting from all over the world. And those paintings were so deep. Actually, I'm going to put those slides on that because I took some shots from the mobile for all those paintings. I asked them the permission, can I take the shot? They said, yeah, you can take the shot. So I took the shot from the mobile and you start seeing those images now. All those images are carrying so much story. Actually, there was a couple of images which contains the whole universe in it. The way artists describe, the way they put the whole philosophy. There was one image which contains the whole era of Islam, how it was evolved from Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salam all the way to the modern era and all that. There was the picture where it was how the Iraq was invaded, and there was one artist who showed that he is strong, but he cannot do much, and the whole description was written over there. The tank were invaded, they destroyed the city, the women were raped, the people were killed, there was bomb dropped over Iraq, but the guy was strong, but he wasn't able to do that. That that one image was very heavy. And there was one image from an artist. He got three hands, and he was showing. That image was so heavy that I was like kept staring that image for I don't know how long, because that image, that painting, I start founding. I saw myself in that painting. That the guy with one stick and his he got three hands, so in one hand he got a stick, in two hands he was not able to do. It means that he wanted to do something but he wasn't able to do that. Whatever he is, he was not able to do. It's so heavy. There's so much learning. Now I know that if you want to be a great photographer, you have to learn, you have to see some paintings in order to understand the aesthetic, the way how people used to put everything, their whole life experience into one image and present it to you. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. And since I visited that Sharjah Art Museum yesterday, and by the way, the entrance is free. Anybody who is living in UAE can go there. There is no charges. You have to just park the car, you go inside. You roam around, you experience yourself. And it opened up my mind in a whole new way. So being a student, you have to always kept learning, and it's really fascinating. You have to push yourself being a student. Okay, now done. Enough with the student learning. You have to push. There is no exception. You can't learn everything just sitting. You have to push yourself into the field, learning from the web, internet, learning through the paintings, learning through different people of work. You have to learn in order to elevate your work. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. Period. All right. Now, let's jump to the kind of a sensitive section, which is teachers teachers of photography. Okay, first of all, I take teaching very religiously because they are, I'm sure most of you people are that mother and teacher make nations. Mother and teacher, they're not making humans, they make whole nation. If you find a good teacher who is really teaching you not only whatever the subject that he's teaching, but also the ethics of life, then you are very lucky. Trust me, you are very lucky. Even if that teacher is kind of hard, scolding you, saying, pushing you, but still teaching you. I remember in my university student, when I was in university, there was one subject, electromagnetic theory, and I hate that subject. I hate that subject because there was too many mathematical formula, and I hate math. So too many what they call differentiation integration formula applied, and he was trying to say that there is a sphere, there is one electron in the sphere. You imagine the sphere and its charge is like this number of joules. Now it's traveled this from distance to distance, and just calculate the energy what is required to travel. And I was like, what the hell he is talking? And but and he was very strict. He was very strict. But his strictness helped me in order to pass that subject. I hate that subject, but because he was very strict throughout the semester, that strictness helped me in passing the exam. And right after the graduation, I I have my degree in my hand. I went to him and I say thank you, sir, for being strict throughout the years, and your strictness helped me to achieve what I have in my hand. And he was very happy. He said thank you, and I'm glad you felt that way. So if the teacher is strict, it's pushing you. The whole idea of strictness from the teacher, that he is pushing you to learn something which you are so much casual to learn. You are feeling like in the bed. We will learn tomorrow. No worry. I will do it tomorrow. I will do the assignment. I will copy paste blah blah blah. It's not in photography. You can't do that. You can't. There is no way. Even you are standing right next to a photographer, a student, and you both got to cover a long exposure assignment, and you both copy paste the same settings. Still there is a difference between your friend result and your result. But there is another point I want to raise from the teacher perspective, that teacher must respect student. They are not allowed at all to mock or to make fun of any student in the group or in the class. That shows their level. If any teacher mock or make fun of any one particular student in the whole group of class, regardless if it's a physical class, it's an online class, it's a WhatsApp group, or whatever, if it's just like if it's for everybody, if everybody is seeing it or hearing it or reading it, if you are making fun over there of anybody, it shows teacher class. What kind of, I don't want to use any bad word, but that shows the class of the teacher. That shows what kind of human being he is. If you are pinpointing anybody in public and you are trying to make fun of that person, it shows how insecure you are. Being a teacher, if you know one or two things or three things extra more than any student, don't think that you know everybody. There is always somebody who know more than you. It's just a matter of time that you're going to beat that person and he's going to teach you the lesson of your life. Don't make fun of people. There is always anybody who will know more than you. If you know something, try to be humble. The more you are going to be down to earth, the more successful you are going to be. That's somebody take my this input, this video personal, I don't care. But that's the reality. I know a lot of things about Nikon, but I always try to keep my feet on the ground. Always. The more you are going to be ground, the more you're going to give respect people, you will more successful. Money is not everything. Money comes and goes. Respect remains forever. People think that who cares about the respect? Money is everything. So okay, fine, go try to live your life. Try to make fun of the people, but at the end of the day, nobody is going to respect you. In the end of the day, I'm sorry, but this is what I have seen and experienced lately. A lot of teacher. I met a guy who added me on Facebook because I was sharing some information, and he was a school teacher. So he opened his own school, and he's and first time of conversation is happening, and he added me, and I shared some information about some photography thing, and he added me, and he sent me and he basically publicly mentioned that not publicly mentioned, I'm sorry, he sent me a private message that, and he started like this: being a senior from you, being a senior than you, I would like to say this blah 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 blah. And I was like, man, this guy's coming from the top on me. He doesn't know me, he don't know what I am, he don't know what kind of thing I know. Instead of starting the conversation like, brother, it was pleasure you accepted my Facebook friend request. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is this, and I own a photography school, and I saw your post on Facebook. There is something I like to talk about it. If you don't mind, can we have a conversation? Much more in a professional and politely way. No, he doesn't say that. He started the conversation like this: being a senior from you, I would like to take a blah blah. So it means that you are pushing me right from the beginning. And if anybody who pushes me right from the beginning, I always show them the mirror. That's what I do. And then I didn't say anything. I asked him a couple of technical questions in return, which he never answered. Because I know he's never going to answer. Because I know he has no idea about it. So it was fun. And then he blocked me on Facebook, and he started writing trash about me, which I never cared, because I know people who know me, uh, I don't have to justify myself to them. And people who think bad about me, it's useless to justify myself. So in both cases, it's useless to justify myself. So that's happened. And same thing, if you are a teacher of photography, try to be humble, try to give respect. If you want to correct anybody, try to correct them in privately, not publicly. If you are going to publicly humiliate or try to pinpoint anybody, that shows your insecurity. That shows how much insecure you are, how much you try to step up on people just by being a teacher. You never know who knows you more than you and going to teach the lesson of your life. Maybe I'm pretty sure there is somebody out there who's no more than me. But I always try to give respect to people. That's the lesson. If you know something, be humble. Keep your feet on the ground. And trust me, you will be more successful. You will be getting more value. You will you will earn a lot of respect among the community, among your students. That's all. That's the summary of today's video from the both student and the teacher perspective. And I know there will be a lot of buzz going to happen when I'm going to post this video social media, and which I don't care because respects come first. Rest, money, and photography comes secondary. Respect come first. That's my motive. That's how I live. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in future with some new content. Till then, take care.